Have you ever wanted to talk to someone, but then thought, what am I supposed to say? You take a step forward, and suddenly, everything feels awkward. Well, let's fix that. In this lesson, you'll learn how to approach anyone naturally.
Welcome to Navya Sphere, where English meets confidence.
Alright. Let's be honest. Approaching someone you don't know can feel a little awkward. You see someone you'd like to talk to. Maybe they're at a coffee shop. Maybe you're at a social event. Or maybe you just met someone at work. You want to say something. But then your mind starts asking, what should I say? Here's the good news. You don't need a clever opening line. You just need a natural reason to start talking. For example, imagine you're at a coffee shop and someone is reading a book you've heard about. You could simply say, "Hey, I've been meaning to read that book. How do you like it?" That's it. You didn't force the conversation. You gave them something easy to respond to. And that's the key. Don't try to impress someone. Give them a reason to respond. Let's try another situation. You're at a social event and someone is standing alone. You can smile and say, "Hey, I don't think we've met yet. I'm Alex." Natural, friendly, and not awkward. Once they respond, you can simply continue with, "So, how do you know everyone here?" See? You don't need a perfect conversation starter. You just need a simple first sentence. Now let's make it more practical. Imagine you're at a coffee shop, and you notice someone sitting nearby with a laptop. You want to start a conversation, but you don't want to interrupt them. So instead of jumping in with a random question, look for something around you. Maybe they're working on something interesting. You could say, "Hey, sorry to interrupt. Are you working on something interesting?" Or if they're reading, "Hey, is that book any good? I've been thinking about reading it." Notice how natural that feels. You're not forcing a conversation. You're simply reacting to something that's already happening. And here's another important tip. Don't open with a question that's too personal. Avoid things like, "How old are you? Are you single? How much money do you make?" Those can make someone uncomfortable, especially when you've just met. Instead, keep your first question light. Ask about the place, the situation, or something they're already doing. For example, "Have you been here before? How do you know the host? What did you think of the event?" These questions are easy to answer. And they naturally give you somewhere to go next. And once they answer, don't immediately fire another question. React to what they said. If they say, "Yeah, I've been coming here for a few months," you could say, "Oh, nice. What do you like about the place?" See? Now you're not interviewing them. You're having a conversation. And here's where things can get a little tricky. You've approached someone. They've responded. Now you have to keep the conversation comfortable. Don't panic if there's a short pause. You don't have to fill every second with words. A simple response can keep things moving. For example, if someone says, "I'm actually here with a few friends," you could say, "Oh, nice. Are they from around here?" Or maybe they say, "I just started working here." You can respond, "Oh, really? How are you liking it so far?" See the pattern? Listen to their answer. Pick one detail. And build your next sentence around it. That's much more natural than jumping from one unrelated question to another. And remember, you don't need to carry the entire conversation. Give the other person space to speak. Listen. React. Then share something about yourself too. For example, I actually started coming here recently too. I really like the atmosphere. Now you've shared something. And you've given them another opportunity to respond. That's what makes a conversation feel balanced. You're not performing. You're simply connecting. And if the conversation isn't going anywhere, that's completely fine. You can always end it naturally. It was really nice talking to you. I'm glad we got a chance to chat. Or simply, anyway, it was great meeting you. Have a good one. A confident person knows how to start a conversation, but also knows when to let it end naturally. And before we finish, here's one last thing to remember. You don't have to feel completely confident before approaching someone. Confidence often comes after you take that first step. So next time you see someone you'd like to talk to, don't overthink it. Smile. Walk over. And start with something simple. Hey, I don't think we've met yet. I'm Alex. That's all it takes to open the door. And if the conversation goes well, enjoy it. If it doesn't, that's okay too. Not every conversation is going to become a friendship. The goal isn't to impress everyone. The goal is simply to connect naturally. So take a breath. Trust yourself. And give yourself permission to say hello. Congratulations. Today you've learned how to approach anyone without feeling awkward. Keep practicing these expressions until they feel effortless. The more you listen, the more you repeat, the more naturally you speak. Thank you for learning with Navya Sphere.